Hey, welcome back to Cream City Dreams. My name is Megan Schultz. I am your host, and this is the podcast where week after week I introduce you to incredible Milwaukee women who are living their dream. And this week I am so excited to introduce you to someone who built her dream from the ground up, quite literally. Rosha Brister is the founder and owner of Style Pop Cafe, a new and super cool cafe down in Walker's Point, a place where you can get nibbles, delicious treats, yummy coffees with her handmade creamers, and so much more. It really is a space that she created with community in mind, and that is so evident in all of the little touches that she has in her cafe. And I know this because, listeners, I'm trying something new this week. I actually went down to the cafe, brought my travel microphones, and did the recording in her shop. So I'm excited for you to hear this, something new for me. And I'll talk more about that experience at the end of the episode, so stick around. But you really will want to listen to this episode if you've been looking for a new coffee shop, somewhere to take a friend for coffee, or set up shop and do a little bit of work. Consider Style Pop Cafe. This is so exciting.
Yes.
Today on the podcast, I am so happy to be talking with Rosha Brister, who is the founder and owner and brainchild behind Style Pop Cafe, which is a gorgeous new coffee shop down in Walker's Point on the corner of Mineral and Fifth, right?
Yes.
Right off the freeway, right? Literally, it's not far from the 6th Street exit. And listeners, something fun today. I am literally sitting across from Rosha. We are making eye contact. We're in the same room. This is not on Zoom as I usually do. So this is something new for me, and maybe, I don't know, could open up Cream City Dreams in a whole new direction. So welcome, Rosha.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here on the podcast for the second time.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, longtime listeners will remember that Rosha was on the podcast back in spring of 2023 when we were talking with you and a couple other women who are a part of Let's Talk Women Milwaukee, the food women, that was going to say dominatrixes, but the people in the food industry who are rocking it, the women in the food industry. So back then in 2023, we were talking, you were out and about town in your pink pop-up trailer, coffee trailer, serving out the coffees and delivering treats around town. And we were beginning to talk, or you were beginning to talk about the idea of having a storefront.
Yes.
And maybe even wanted it to come later that year. And timelines.
Yes. Timelines, contractors, all the things.
All the things. Yeah. Well, and one of the fun things about doing this podcast over the course of a couple of years is that I get to follow people on their trajectories. So I'm curious, back in 2025, or now I should say, now it's 2025, the shop is open. And actually, listeners, before Rosha busts into her trajectory and the journey to get here, I just want to describe it because it is so cool. It's so colorful. It's on a corner, so it gets so much light. It's really bright and but not in your face. Like you wouldn't be sitting at a table with burning sunshine on you, but it just gets lots of light in here. There's lots of tables, there's couches, there's a couple different rooms that if you needed some privacy or wanted to get some work done, you could come and do that. The menu is delightful. I'm drinking a delicious vanilla latte. And there's even an outside space. So you've got some patio room too if you do want to sit out in the sun. So this is just incredible. Can we talk about this journey of getting here?
Yes. It was not a walk in the park, I'll say that.
Yeah.
However, I'm very happy and grateful that it's finally come to be.
Yeah.
On this journey, I started back in 2023. I locked in this space, I want to say January of that year.
Okay.
And It was finding contractors to kind of get everything started and going. And I found a contractor and he sucked.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was delayed with new permits, new architectural designs, all types of things. And it took almost a year and a half to kind of get all that stuff situated with new folks and getting permits and things passed. And I found a really great contractor that was able to do all the things and finally get us open. We did have one delay with getting open. We thought we were going to be open in March, and then other stuff came up too with the city again. And then finally April 6th was the day and we were able to open, and we had a successful grand opening. There was a ton of people here, and it was just like a beautiful full circle moment.
Yes. Yeah. So this was originally the spot from the beginning. It just took a little while to get it.
Yeah. There was gravel floor in here and pipes. Oh, that was it. Like there had never been anything here before.
Okay.
The apartment building is fairly new too. So I'm the first person in this retail space.
Okay.
Yeah.
And listeners, I should have said in the beginning, we're in this coffee shop. So you might hear the steam going, you might hear cars driving by, you might hear just sounds that you would in a coffee shop. So there are apartments here.
Yeah. Okay. I know there's 6 floors. I don't know how many people live in here, but there are a ton of people around, ton of dogs. It's very nice to see.
Yeah. And how was it received by the rest of the neighborhood? I mean, obviously, I think the people above here would for sure love it.
Yes. Surprisingly, I've met a lot of wonderful people in the neighborhood that have been here through the different changes in the neighborhood too. One of my fellow customers, his name is Dennis. He comes by every so often and sits and chats with me. Somehow he found out my nickname, so he calls me Shay, which is hilarious. But I love Dennis. And then there's Ismail. He has a garden in his backyard. He brought me some onion the other day. So I'm making really good connections with folks over here, and they love the space, and they were waiting for it too. So
yeah, I bet, because there isn't a coffee shop in this neighborhood that I can think of. I mean, I don't come down here super often, but I haven't seen one, right?
Yeah, there's a few around. There's Wantapul down the street. Can I has some coffee goods for folks? Then there's us, and I want to say Arts at Large has a coffee shop too for their folks. So yeah, there's a few of us over here, but we all share the community, and everyone kind of supports everybody the same. Yeah. So that's really nice.
Yeah, well, and one of the things I remember talking about in our last episode was that, yes, it's about coffee because you love coffee, but it's more than that. Like, there is a mission behind the space, and I wanted to give you a chance to just share that again.
Yeah, so our mission is to encourage people to find their why, their purpose over their experience with coffee. And so we wanted to create a space that was conducive to people's creative abilities, their productivity, and even like creating other social connections. So that's where the live events come in, the live podcasts, the fitness on the patios. We had drag bingo. So yeah, that was pretty fun. And then we had a live art exhibit too for LGBT folks and allies here in the community. So yeah, it's really about building community, building a space for people to be inspired, to be productive, all things.
Yeah. And do you feel like people have been taking you up on that?
Starting to. We were really a head start fast in the beginning. It slowed down a little bit, but I'm hopeful that, it'll pick up again, and people will find out more about us by doing, stuff like this and continuously promoting those community-focused events too.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about those. So I noticed when I was walking in, you have something with pets and something with fitness.
So last weekend we just had our fitness on the patio with Sport My Fitness. And then we'll have another fitness on the patio August 9th with Adriana, Breathe to Movement, yoga. And then Yeah, so that'll be a fun one. And I love dogs, and my dog Hershey doesn't get a chance to come down here that often, but when he does, he's on the patio. He's kind of in here sometimes, but I want to offer up the space for people to have coffee with their pets. I mean, our pets are like our little babies, so just want to create an event around that, and that'll be August 2nd. So we'll have a pet day. You can actually bring your pet in the cafe and hang out and have coffee, and they get a free pup cup too. So we'll have a ton of whipped cream that day.
Nice. Nice. And are things like that an additional fee? Do people pay the yoga teacher directly, or is that part of?
It really depends. So like a lot of our fitness on the patio events are free, just because we want to extend health and wellness to everyone. Without having to charge them for those. I know one of the instructors is asking for a $5 $10 donation. That's totally on them, but most of all, they offer those events for free.
Okay.
Pet day is free. Just come in, have some coffee, hang out with us. It's free to bring your pet in. But the other events, like our live podcast that is happening on the 26th, that one does have a fee. We have general admission and VIP, so we'll have like premier seating and drinks and stuff that comes with your drink ticket. It'll be a live podcast from the ladies of the Shellisphere. They'll be coming in from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So who are these? Tell me about this podcast and these women.
So it's a LGBT podcast. So it's two ladies, and they talk about lesbian shit, if I could say that.
You certainly can.
Yeah, they talk about stuff like that. And our topic for this one is called I'm Not That Straight. And it's a conversation about attraction with straight women and lesbian women and what that all looks like. And just a real open-ended conversation. Very excited about it. So I had reached out to them like well before I opened, and they kept me in mind. They were like, yeah, we'll come down and we'll do it. So
nice.
Super excited about that.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And allies are welcome to come too.
Yes, we encourage allies to come, because we want this conversation to be very open and safe. And I think it's going to be a fun time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that community, the women and the LGBTQ plus community, is that a big part of who you are hoping to attract, or who you want to make the space welcome for?
Yeah, mostly wanting to make the space welcome for. We would love to have any and everyone in here. But yes, basically creating a space that is very welcoming for the LGBTQ community for sure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. That is really cool. This is a season all about joy, my summer season. Mm-hmm. And it feels so joyful to be in here. And I can imagine for you, it feels so joyful to be on the other end, like the completion side of it. And I guess, is there any thoughts on joy or any feelings now that you're here?
Yeah, I really do feel joyful. I feel complete in a way, you know. It took so long to get here, and there were so many hurdles, but like to just see it in its glory and beauty, I'm very joyful for that. So yeah, I do feel that.
I mean, you must just come in here and just smile every morning, like, yes.
Yes. I think it's the most beautiful in the morning too. Like the sun hits it right. Everything is like bright in all the right places. So, and we have like flowers and stuff everywhere. So yeah, it's just really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. So if people wanted to use this as a gathering space, could they, at some point, do they have to arrange something with you, or how do the events work here?
Yeah, so if you wanted to host a private event, we do have a link on our website. It's underneath the events tab, and you can actually rent the space out depending on how many people you plan to have in the space. If you wanted to just rent the patio space, you could do that, or you can rent both the cafe and the patio space, and we would carve out time for your event. And then we have fees and catering stuff all applied to it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to have. I know we've had several bridal showers here already.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a fashion show too happening too here, a women's retreat sort of thing happening. So we've got a couple events already booked out.
And are they on your website, or those are private events that people are?
The bridal showers are private,
Of course.
but yeah, the other two we'll have on our website pretty soon on our events tab.
Okay. And I remember that part of before you were in this shop, and maybe this was a pandemic thing, and so maybe it's over, but one of the selling points or things that differentiated you was the delivery and the online ordering. And is that still happening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we do have an option to order online or pick up. And we're on DoorDash too. So you can find us on DoorDash. You can order any of our coffee, drinks, any of our food menu items. They're all there.
Okay. So that is still on there. Going back to that joy question, I'm sure, and you sort of alluded to this, that there was some frustrations in getting here. How did you get through those days that didn't feel joyful? Like, what kept you going?
Honestly, it was the help from my community, my circle, my family, my friends. My girlfriend is extremely patient and helpful. Even to this day, Mel makes sure that mentally I'm good. So we're going on dates, whether I want to do it or not. And that's very helpful. My family has been a huge part of this too. Like, they came in here painting things and doing the floors and everything. They have spent late nights, early mornings here, making sure this place was ready to go. So
yes. So it really did take a village
yes,
to get this place here. And I noticed too that you are building relationships with the community. I know, like, you were part of the NFL draft, right? You got to go to the small businesses in Green Bay to promote. I feel like I read you have a relationship with the Bucks. Or
not really.
Coming, maybe.
Hoping,
come on.
Yeah. Hoping soon. I did have the Bucks come out. Well, not the Bucks, but like a person that works at the Bucks, and they came and brought coffee from us. So that's nice. Like, anytime that I can have those little ends are very impactful and beneficial to me. So hopefully, in the future I get a contract. I heard the Bucks or basketball players like to drink coffee before their events. So before their games.
Yes.
So yeah, hopefully that comes into fruition.
Any listeners are affiliated with the Bucks, you can certainly pass on Style Pop Cafe's Rosha's name to them. How did the Green Bay connection, the NFL draft, come about? So
I got an email. I'm on the email list for WIBIC. They were sending out emails about them having meetings. And so I drove up to Green Bay, me and Tamira from Delicious Bites. We drove up there together, and we sat through the meetings, and they sent out the application for it. I also happen to have my MBE certification, so that was very helpful. That's the Minority Business Enterprise certification for Milwaukee County. And I submitted my application and had everything going, and it worked out.
Nice. That's so cool. That is so cool. And have you seen things come from because of that, or?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hoping that something came from it. I know that myself and the two employees that I took with me, we really did have a great experience. We were treated like royalty there. So
nice.
I will say that experience was amazing.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, I love that. How can the community support you? How, obviously we'll come in and buy your coffee, but are other ways, or what do you need right now?
Yeah, I just really would love for people to come in and enjoy the space, have conversations with us. We have a bingo going on right now. So if you come in and do enough things like have a conversation with the barista or visit us at our coffee trailer, all that stuff helps a lot. So yeah.
Getting the word out. Yes. And so you mentioned the coffee trailer. Are you still doing that on weekends, farmers markets, or where are you at with the pink trailer?
Yeah, we're at Greendale Farmers Market every Saturday. And then we've also are working with the Harley Davidson Park. They're having yoga sessions too. So they'll be having one on July 26th also. So we'll be there. And then they have a couple more throughout the year. So yeah, we're kind of like still popping up places.
Yes. Yeah. Was that, remind me where the name came from?
Style Pop Cafe. It actually came from a smaller business that I had before, and it was a part of this fashion hub that I was doing, and I wanted it to have a coffee shop in it. Okay. And it was kind of like the same concept as this, except we're not dealing with hair, nails, makeup, all the things. But yeah, that's where the name came from.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, listeners, you must get down here and check this out. I'm just looking around as we're talking, and there's just so much attention to detail. Like, how long did the interior design take, or are you constantly finding things out and adding to it?
That's twofold. I am definitely still finding things, and I have to be like, no, you don't need that extra table, because where are you going to put it? But a lot of the pieces I was able to thrift. The couch you're sitting on, I got that from my late aunt, and she gave me that. A mirror that's in here is like a huge gold mirror, and I got this from off of Facebook Marketplace, this couch or this chair. So yeah, a lot of the stuff I was able to thrift and just bring it all together.
Yeah, which is so cool, and which is what gives it the style and makes it so unlike this, I mean, come on, you go into a Starbucks and it's going to look the same whether you're in Milwaukee or Miami or Tokyo, but this is so unique. And so you can just tell that you have really put your personal touch on it. I love it. I love it.
And the wicker chair too has a really fun story. I got that off of Facebook Marketplace, and the lady who gave it to me, she told me that she was selling it because her late father gave it to her, and she wanted to get a tattoo. He always used to tell her that the reward is in the journey. And I just felt like all the things that I was going through with building this space out, like, that was the perfect chair to have in here. She also made me like a little bracelet and everything. It was great. So
to give these things new life.
Yes.
Here. Sure. Is there anything else you want listeners to know in terms of, I don't know, just going on a journey like this? Or, one of the things I am asking all the guests on this season is advice that our guests have for listeners who just might need a little more joy in their life. How do you find the joy?
I would say take time out for yourself. Reconnect with yourself and reconnect with everything that is around you, because this is going to be here regardless. Whatever effort you put into it, it will sustain. So just make sure you also put that same type of effort back into yourself. So,
yes. Yeah. I feel like that's been a common thread in all of these, is like, what brings you joy, and do more of that. Look for that. Yeah.
Skating is my outlet, so I'm going to get back into that. So
gosh, like roller skating? Oh, fun. Do you do the, what is that called? Where they dance on skates?
I mean, I can do a few tricks. I've been skating since I was 5, so I'm pretty decent. My mom actually used to work at Butler when I was growing up, and she would bring me skating with her. So that's kind of how I
learned. Fun. I remember it's called roll train. Have you done this dance? Oh my gosh! I'm gonna have to send you the link.
Yes, please do.
I've only done it once, and I couldn't walk the next day because I use muscles that I never otherwise use, but it was so fun. And I have a girlfriend who is in the roller derby. Are you in roller derby?
No, but I actually used to work with this lady named Pam. Pam, if you're listening, let's connect.
Oh,
but she used to be in roller derby here for Milwaukee. I forget the name of the team, but she definitely did it, and she was great.
Yes. I think they're called the Brew City Bruisers.
Does that sound right? Yep.
Oh, Pam, let's connect. Because I keep needing to come see my friend who does this. Well, thank you so much for inviting me into this beautiful space, letting me share this on the pod. Yes. It's so fun to see this come to fruition.
Yes. Thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm really excited about the space, and I hope people come out and visit.
Yes, listeners, get down here to the corner of Mineral and 5th down in Walker's Point. Get yourself a delicious coffee, a bite to eat, and just luxuriate in this beautiful space.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, I think you could tell it in my voice, but I was so excited to be down there in person. Listeners, thank you for bearing with the mixing. I'm learning. This was a fun learning experience for me. I have these little microphones that we each pin to our lapels and just had a nice organic conversation. The way this usually works, just so you know what goes on in the back end, is I create a Zoom. I have my guests on a Zoom call, and then when it's finished, Zoom has recorded the call, and Zoom sends me, or I'm able to download the 2 tracks, one from the guest and one from myself, and then I put them into my editing software, and that allows me to mix, delete a lot of ums and ahs and likes. It allows me to get rid of dead air, or if there's something, let's say I had a cough in the background on my end, I could take that out without detracting from what my guest was saying. But in this case, this was totally live, and I really couldn't do that. So a few little things I was able to edit, but for the most part, you had the conversation that I had. You got to listen to us and be a fly on the wall in her really, really cool cafe. I am so impressed that this dream that she had has become a reality, that this gorgeous cafe exists. I really, really, really hope that people take advantage of this because it's a great spot. There would be plenty of space for a meeting or an event if you need somewhere private to hire. Really lovely patio out there if you want to sit outside in the sun, or I imagine in the shade at certain times of the day. But just a really cool gathering spot for that neighborhood. And I'm grateful for places like this that exist because I think we are in need of that. We are looking for these third spaces to gather enough, and maybe this is my bias because I'm off the socials for the summer, as listeners who are following along that journey with me on Fridays know. We need spaces that are not online to gather, to connect, to, as she says, figure out our whys. I love that she wants to offer her space as a place where people can come and try to figure out their whys. And what does that mean? What could that look like in terms of events that happen there, in terms of conversations that happen there, in terms of collaborations between people who meet there? I love that that is sort of part of their vision or mission statement, far beyond serving up just a good cup of coffee, which they do, but wanting to provide a space for people to figure out their whys. I also love that she is looking to bring all kinds of events and attract all kinds of people to the space. So drag bingo, bring your pet to coffee, come watch a live episode of a podcast be recorded. That's this Saturday if you're listening to this live, July 26th. Bridal showers, fashion shows, women's retreats. Really, the opportunities are endless for the kinds of events that could be held in this space. And it really was full of light in the morning when we were there. It was beautiful. So I will put all of the links to the events we talked about in the show notes, but do watch her website as she'll continue to update that as well as the socials if you are on those. And yes, you're probably closer to a Starbucks. And yes, we have lots of good local chains in Milwaukee as well. Shout out to Stone Creek and Valentine and Collectivo. Yes, but let's remember to support our small businesses, our women-owned businesses, our LGBTQ plus owned businesses. Let's support these new businesses that really exist because they believe in our community, because they believe in Milwaukee and the power of bringing people together over a cup of coffee. Let's make it a point to support these businesses as well with our dollars, which especially now is so, so important. Places like Style Pop Cafe, places like the guest I had on a few weeks ago, Tiffany Miller from Fruition MKE. There are so many interesting women and stories behind all of these women who are creating these spaces and places and bringing the joy to Milwaukee. So let's support them. And I will be back next week with another incredible Milwaukee woman bringing the joy, living her dream in the Cream City. Until then, Milwaukee, keep on dreaming.